Earlier this week, Charles Oliveira called out Islam Makhachev for International Fight Week in June. He wants to fight for the belt again, and I think Charles is getting extremely overlooked. But before I get into it, I need all of the Oliveira fans to rush down to the comments and show your support. We are going to war with the Russian fan base, the most toxic fan base in MMA, and I need all the help I can get. So I've been seeing a lot of people say they don't want to see the Oliveira-Makhachev rematch, and instead they want to see Islam fight Arman or Ilya. And I have two things to say about that. One, Ilya needs to prove himself at lightweight. He just does. The one time he went up to lightweight, he got dropped badly and almost got KO'd. He needs to fight at least one contender before they give him Islam Makhachev. And Arman Tsarukyan pissed off Dana White, so now he has to work his way back up to a title shot. So Dana White isn't going to go back on his word and just give Arman a title shot. And that only leaves one person left, Charles Oliveira. And I think he has a very high chance of winning. And if I come across as a Charles Oliveira fanboy in this video, it's because I am. But don't worry, this video isn't all delusional. I have good points. First off, this is a different Charles Oliveira that's calling out Islam Makhachev. It's not the same Oliveira that's going to chase Islam around the entire octagon like he did in the first fight. He wasn't aware on how good and just how defensive Islam Makhachev was going to be. So that he was just rushing towards him and he got clipped and then got put down and submitted. This is patient Oliveira. Oliveira that isn't going to run towards you all 25 minutes of the fight. We saw this during the Michael Chandler rematch. And I know using his fight with Chandler, someone who took 2.5 years off and is 38 years old, it's kind of a bad example to bring up on why Oliveira can beat Islam. But just go along with it. I promise it will all make sense. We saw Oliveira absolutely dismantle Michael Chandler for all of the 5 rounds. Even the 5th round, he pretty much destroyed him. People were saying that Oliveira got really badly hurt in that 5th round, but like I said in my video on how Michael Chandler is the dirtiest fighter in the entire UFC, other than John Jones, Chandler eye poked Oliveira right after throwing that massive punch, and the eye poke is actually what caused Oliveira to start walking backwards, because he couldn't see Michael Chandler in front of him. He just couldn't see, so he started backing away. Go back and watch the fight and watch the punch. It was the eye poke after that hurt Charles. I'm sure the punch hurt, but it didn't hurt him as much as people are saying it did. This Oliveira is going to be picking his shots with Islam. He's not, I know I said it before, but he's not going to be running towards Islam. He's going to pick his shots, wait for his moments, and he's just going to dismantle Islam. It might not be that extreme. It's probably going to be a super close fight. But just think about it. There's only 2 ways to beat Islam. You're not going to beat him by decision. You're just not going to unless you batter him the entire 5 rounds, which is very unlikely for someone to do. So the only ways you can take him out is by chinning him with just a really good shot or catching him with an extremely fast submission. Oliveira can chin Makhachev and catch him in a super fast submission. He just can. It's what Oliveira is best at. He has the most finishes in the entire UFC, and he can finish Islam. Oliveira is the guy to dethrone Islam Makhachev. It could be Topuria. He's got a puncher's chance. But personally, I think that Topuria is way too small for Islam, and he's just going to get submitted in the first 3 rounds. But who knows? Maybe he'll knock out Islam. And people are also saying that Arman has the best shot to take out Islam. As if Charles didn't clearly outclass Arman in their fight that they had. I know that sounds extremely stupid of me to say, because Arman won, but just listen to this. In the Oliveira and Arman fight, Arman Tsarukyan got saved on 3 separate occasions. In the first round, in the first 30 seconds, may I add, he got caught in an insane submission, and it was super tight. Probably would have gotten Arman Tsarukyan out of there, but his shorts weren't on tight enough, so they slipped down his leg. And Oliveira's legs were wrapped around the shorts. So when the shorts went, Oliveira's legs went, loosening the grip, causing Arman to get out of it. And at the very end of the 2nd round, Oliveira had Arman Tsarukyan in an armbar triangle type submission, but it was too late and the bell went off, saving Arman from that. And then again in the 3rd round, he had Arman Tsarukyan in a submission that was super tight. If there was 10 more seconds, Armin probably would be sleeping right now, but he got saved by the bell. So on 3 separate occasions, Armin got saved from Oliveira in that fight. Armin had so much plot armor in that fight. Plus, I mean, look at Armin Tsarukyan. It is so obvious that he is juicing. You cannot get that big naturally. His muscles are legit just balloons. This is probably why he can't make 155 anymore. That's why he had to pull out of the Islam Makhachev fight, because he just couldn't make the weight. And that's why Dana White is so pissed at him, because he couldn't make the weight. It was unprofessional. Armin got too big, too much steroids, and he lost a title shot because of it. And that leads me to my next point. Islam says he wants to fight in June. So are you going to give him Ilya? Someone he said he doesn't want to fight. And plus, like I said before, Ilya needs to prove himself. And you can't give it to Armin, or else Dana White's going back on his word. And you know, as a businessman, Dana White is not going to do that. So what I think they should do is in June, Oliveira versus Islam rematch. Oliveira's going to win that. And then around the same time, do Armin Tsarukyan versus Ilia Topuria. That way, if Armin wins, he pretty much deserved a title shot again. But if Ilia wins, then he proves himself at lightweight. So just give him Charles Oliveira, the champion of the division at that time. And Justin Gaethje, it's simple. Justin Gaethje doesn't deserve a title shot right now. He went through a close fight with Fiziev, someone on short notice, and Justin almost got submitted. We all know that Justin is just going to get submitted in the very first round if he fights Islam. So with Justin Gaethje, I say just make the Dustin Poirier trilogy fight. It's a good fight for Dustin to retire on. Currently, Dustin has no one to fight. I guess you could do Armin, Justin Gaethje, Dustin, and Ilya. That would also be good. I just feel like you need to give Charles Oliveira a second title shot. I know he's coming off a lose, and then he won to Michael Chandler, and now he's asking for a title shot, which is kind of insane because he's only on a one-win win streak. But he's been in the UFC for 15 years, and he's only had one title shot in those 15 years. I know he was losing a lot at the start of his career, but I say he's built a big enough legacy that just screw it. Give him one more title shot so he can rightfully beat Islam Makhachev. You gave Dustin 3 title shots, and are you going to give Justin 3 title shots too? But you're not going to give the guy who beat them both 2? This is just a different Oliveira, man. And I know I'm kind of rambling a lot, but that's because I didn't write a script for this video, because I said screw it, let me just let it roll off the tongue. So let me know if I'm doing a good job, guys. I think we all know Oliveira has the skill to take out Islam. He can do it. He can knock him out, or he could submit him. It's just a matter of getting in the octagon with him and just trying at least. And it's not even like Oliveira is losing a whole bunch. He's lost to Islam, then he beat Dariush, and then he lost, barely lost to a juiced up Armin Tsarukyan. That's only 2 losses in the past 5 years. He is on an insane streak, if you don't count those losses, which I know that sounds stupid to say, but he's only lost twice in the past couple of years, and he's only lost to top contender guys. He is cream of the crop. I know I'm making an extremely bold claim saying that Oliveira can knock out or submit Islam Makhachev, because Islam kind of steamrolled Charles in the first fight that they had. But again, man, he's going to be more patient. He's not chasing the finish anymore. He probably could have finished Michael Chandler if he wanted to take more risks, but he just chose not to because he's getting older. He's deciding to save his brain cells a little instead of getting dropped in every single fight he's had. Plus, Michael Chandler was grabbing Oliveira's gloves in the 4th round and throughout the entire fight. If he didn't do that, I think Oliveira would have choked him out, but who knows. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think Oliveira can get a win over Islam Makhachev? Do you think it's possible? Does anyone else think it's possible? Or am I just being delusional? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, you can click my 2 other videos on the UFC, where I talk about Michael Chandler being a dirty fighter, and where I rank the most entertaining champions in order, current champions too. And I also have videos that don't relate to the UFC at all. But now I'm fully on the UFC train. Only UFC videos coming out from now on. And for the few of you who have made it to this far in the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more UFC videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Shama.